What's up, y'all?
How y'all doing?
Welcome back to our altar. I'm Mars
I'm Mariah
Frequency,
Soul
and you're
from
watching
Soul.
Two Mars.
Back with it.
What did we say? What did we tell you
Consistency.
guys?
Consistency is key.
Okay. Us and our 55 followers, we're locked in.
No, it's not. We're not letting y'all down.
Let's just tap in real quick. How was your
It
week
was
been?
good. It was, love week. And I definitely felt it. I
Mhm.
had a great Valentine's Day. How was yours?
Oh my gosh, it was great.
I feel like everyone was just in their happiness vibe.
We want to spill the beans on our Valentine's Days, or we want to wait till a little bit
We saw a
later
little
in the
bit,
show?
a little bit of being involved.
So you guys know I'm locked in. I've been together for a really long time, and we like to stay in during Valentine's Day. So I had a delicious shrimp lobster pasta with just all the best fixings that my husband made for me. And then dessert came around.
Yeah, that was a
And you already
fun
know what
time.
that was me. That was me. I was the dessert, and it was amazing and it was beautiful. How about
Mine was
you?
good. I had a Valentine this year, and it was cute.
Did you guys hear that? Our girl is moving on. She is moving
Yes.
forward. She has a Valentine.
Yeah.
Okay. What happened? Well, let's just get into it because we're here now. Because I want to know. Inquiring minds
Yes,
want to
I
know.
got surprised at work. I was formally asked with flowers, yes, and my favorite candies. And then we went out to the city, did the Dave and Buster's thing, and then there was like a Valentine's party at Sour Mouth. There was like this big Valentine's party, and like it was fun. It was a good night. Had a good night in the city.
That honestly, that sounds
Yeah.
so cute. Wait. So you got a hand delivery
Yep.
to the job?
A surprise.
Have you ever gotten a hand delivery to your workplace?
No, never. I don't even think I've ever been formally asked that way. And I'm 28 years old.
Can I just say, Coco asked me to be his Valentine in the mall around his birthday. And we have been together forever. So, like, it wasn't even a question that needed to be asked, but I loved it. I was like,
yeah. I feel like your man should still ask you, listen.
Yeah, like, ask me. Like, I know he's going to ask me every year, but it's just, like, so
keeps it exciting because it's like, how's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? Like,
so I had a very beautiful Valentine's Day. And speaking of Valentine's Day, that is going to be the theme of this episode.
Love.
We're talking about love. Moving on. What is happening on this prison planet?
Everything.
It's just,
it keeps us busy. But I mean, I don't like the fact that we're thriving off of everyone's downfall.
Like being able to have so much content because of all the bullshit that is going on in the world right now.
Like, will we have a boring episode? I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm gonna mix this in with our sending blessings because I need to send blessings to our girl. She's like probably an inspiration for what we're doing right now. And it's just like, free Miss Wendy. Like, what?
Wendy. I just have a very special relationship in my head with Wendy because we grew up on her. Hot Tops, Feel It, Feel It, Feel It. I hate to say this on air, but I'll say it because I don't have anything to hide. I went to a show.
Yes. I've seen those photos.
I went to a show with one of my friends and we made the whole day around it. It was a blast. We had so much fun. To see what our girl is going through, Wendy is either in a guardianship or a conservatorship, and I'm leaning more towards the conservatorship. But let me just break this down for you guys just a little bit. Somebody was mismanaging her money. We now know it was her son mismanaging her money. And I don't know what it is about these hunters, men, because her husband did this to her and now her son is doing this to her. You know how you can have a card and then you can like add someone.
Not the word, but I know what you're talking about. Like, yeah.
Yes. So like he was added onto her account. So yes, he had the will to take money, but he was only supposed to be like doing money for his regular expenses. He had told her, this is how an example of mismanagement. He had told her that he wanted $1,500 to rent a boat for a few hours for his birthday for his friends. That boat ended up costing $150,000. Okay. He was going to the extent of having, even when she would say no, he would have other girls call the bank and pose as her. So Wells Fargo, which is the bank, noticed that there was all this mismanagement of money and they flagged it and shut the account. Okay. That's all good and dandy. Then they go to the courts and she gets some kind of diagnosis that says that her frontal lobe is done, right? So we've all seen the documentary a couple years ago with her when she was heavily drinking and maybe on other substances. I'm not sure. That's one thing. They were using that display of her to say that she had these issues, these mental issues, but it wasn't the mental issues. It was the substance abuse.
Because I'm hearing now,
so now
they're basically saying that it's that now I guess that she's sobering up, that she's coming to, and that's what people are like, okay, what's going on here? But I think the son had something to do. Do you think maybe he was trying to not face like criminal charges for what he was doing on her card, and just like,
oh, maybe. So like, I just feel like he knew that and he took advantage of her, and now she just has to deal with trying to get out of this conservatorship. The conservatorship was so freaking bad that this lady literally could only call out. She doesn't have a cell phone. She doesn't have any access to the outside world. She can only make calls. She can't even receive any calls. She's in
like an elderly home, though. I've heard that's what.
Yes, a very fancy elderly home. That's where she's at right now. So it's still not a good feeling for her, obviously. But at the end of the day, there's somebody else controlling her money, controlling what she does, controlling who she speaks to, even to the point where they denied her to even see her 98-year-old father go to his birthday. Because she spoke out.
Yeah.
I want you guys to understand this. Because she spoke out, that is why they're allowing her to go see her father. Because at first she was not allowed. She has family members like her niece who is really fighting for her. And I'm so happy that she has this niece because the niece is very clearly in her corner. TMZ just came out with a documentary on Tubi. I encourage you all to watch it. Since the documentary came out, she now is in the right mind space.
Pulling to me because like we've seen this happen with Britney Spears, and with Britney it seems a lot like she didn't have anyone, you know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering like what does it take? Like how many family members does it take to say, listen, we'll take care of her? Or like, because it's kind of like with Britney, and I was so hurt by that, but I understood because no one was stepping. It seemed like nobody wanted to say like, no, she's okay, or I'll take care of her. But with Wendy, it's just really I don't know, it's odd to me that like,
it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And you have to ask why this doesn't make any sense, but she did file with the lawyer. So we're hoping that they see this and they read this and they let her out of this, because clearly she can manage her own money.
When she gets out, I feel like she's going to spill a lot. Like, I don't know.
I'm waiting for the Wendy Williams podcast.
Listen, I will say
at this point,
girl, if she comes back on the radio or on TV, like the way that those numbers, the money she's going to make, insane.
And they know it. They know it. So I need a hand clap for this. Mariah, give me a hand clap. The Eagles won the Super Bowl. Yeah. Hell to the yeah. Because if Kansas City won one more time and that biracial man won one more freaking time, and Taylor Swift man won one more.
They would have been the first, I think, three, from what I'm hearing, the first three times, like in a row. Yeah.
Good. Great. And you know what? They needed a little humbling because they came out there. I did watch the show. I did watch the game for the halftime show. I'm not going to lie. I watched it to see the halftime show. But the Eagles came out there fighting. And I feel like Kansas City came out there like, we're going to win. It's whatever.
They got humbled very quick. Very quick.
And everybody needs to be humbled here and there.
But Philly deserved it. I was very excited. I like the team. I like what I see on the team.
Philly deserved it. Yeah. Yes, Philly deserved it. So I'm really happy for them. If you were in Philly during the Super Bowl, please tap in below, because I've seen some videos of you guys knocking down street lamps and then picking up said street lamp pole and put it in the back of trucks. Why?
What?
Why?
Listen, they were excited. That's what I'm gonna say. I wanted to go that weekend because that Friday I heard like was a parade and it was crazy.
Yo, I thought about it, but I got scared because like we were having an event at Barcade, so we could have all been up in there, and they were like, "Don't go. It's gonna be insane," and it was insane. So,
anyone has any at-home videos of that? Any footage? Send that right in. We would love to see.
Send it to the DM. Send it to the DMs. Comment below. Let us know how it was. We would love that. Speaking of Valentine's Day, I just want to touch on this and then move on. Our fave Rihanna had to spend Valentine's Day in the courthouse with A$AP Rocky. Why, you might ask? let me show you folks why they were in court.
I feel so bad for my girl.
Let me my girl does
At
not deserve this.
all,
Let me show you guys why. I'm going to circle it when it
How
hits, okay?
dangerous this
So
is.
this is from our girl Megan Cuniff.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
she's always tapped in.
is
She is
the girl.
she's more tapped in than we are to everything. When I tell you on Twitter, I've been keeping up.
I only trust Megan. Megan knows what's going on. So A$AP Rocky is being sued for shooting someone, and I'm going to put air quotes on that because I'm going to show you the shot mark. Allegedly. Okay, this is the shot. Do you guys see that? I just want you guys to know that A$AP Rocky is on trial for a boo-boo scrape.
My dogs have done worse to me. Like
a boo-boo. If you don't kiss that and keep going with your day,
put some A&D, a Band-Aid, and call it a day. Like, come on.
Why are you wasting these people's good tax money over this boo-boo scrape? That's what I want to know. Because
ruining my
not only is our
couple's
time
Valentine
wasted,
Day, like, come on.
They're going to try to put RZA and Riot's dad in the jail. Look at this thing. Look at this. A boo-boo scrape.
So can I... I've been keeping up with it a bit. Since we are speaking about love and Valentine's Day, have you heard the debacle of whether or not she should be considered his wife? How do you feel about this? Because I have mixed feelings about things like this. I want your take. I need your take first.
I have to be unbiased here. I come from the age where I know what a common law wife is. I have multiple family members that are common law wives. I feel like we all do. For them to have an argument about whether she's relevant or not was ridiculous to me. However, at the end of the day, the names are not signed on a dotted line just yet. So I get what the judge was saying, but I just felt like it was unnecessary to even have that conversation about her being his wife or not. How do you feel about that?
So in that situation, I think that the defense, if I'm right, that would be Rocky, right? He's the defendant. I think it was brought up because they kept calling her his wife. I think they did that to create an image because it sounds a lot worse when you're a rapper and you're saying baby's mother or girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes him sound more like a family man. Like if you're saying his wife and kids. But I think that the judge and like the prosecutors recognized that, so they wanted to call that out and make it a thing. I also think it was kind of like a dig because a lot of people question if they're married or not. Like secretly, that's been like a thing. So I feel like that was just a headline type. That's why it was made such a big deal. But I do think they should have probably been a little bit more careful. I think if they would have just referred to her as child's mother, it wouldn't even have been like a debate. But because I think his defense was the first one to say like, oh, he has a wife and kids, as a way to like paint him in a better light. That's why. So I think you just got to be careful when it comes, especially you're talking about dealing in court where things are very official, if it's not on paper, it doesn't count. So yeah, I just think it's not like something like when you're talking about pronouns and things like that, where you're like, okay, we got to get this right. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, nah, it's what's official.
Is she the wife or is she not? Yeah. Because this is an official courtroom. Yeah. I just feel like I get it. I guess if they brought it up first, then yes, that does make sense. I just feel like Ree should not have been a part of the conversation at all. It should have been about A$AP and what A$AP had going on.
Yeah, I heard even allegedly when they were picking jurors, they were like asking if they bought Fenty products and like to see bias.
Yes, they were asking if they were asking if you bought Fenty. First of all, who hasn't bought a Fenty product? Like, why would you even ask that? The question is, are you going to be biased or not? But you know, if I was up there, I'd be like, no, I don't even know who Rihanna is. And I would have been in the back room like, he's
Rihanna
innocent. Because Megan, our girl Megan Cuniff, again, she has been keeping up with this. And this whole trial to me, like, if I was A$AP Rocky, I'm cutting everybody off after this. Nobody has any access to me now. And you guys can all blame Relly for it. Because
I think unfortunately, I think he's falling to one of those things where they try to take like a whole... Personally, like when I was watching, because I don't know if you saw the thing with the whole Og thing when the guy was going to say what it meant. And then did you say Rocky like cut him off? Because
Yeah, it's like Fight Club. It's
Yeah,
like Fight
but
Club.
I think that's
Fight
like
Club. We
a
talk about
ploy,
it.
and this is just me assuming that they're trying to make it into some type of RICO case, like what they did with Young Thug and YSL, like trying to make.
Oh, I didn't even
Yeah,
think about
because
it
I
like
think
that.
that's also why they were like, bro, like just don't even speak on that shit, like because now if you put like a name to it, it kind of becomes a bigger case than what it even is.
Yeah. What I do appreciate about Ree, she's not speaking to the paps. She's in and out. She's doing what she has to do as a good wife. Yeah, I said it.
We're not in court.
We're not in court. I don't want to hear it. But she's really just doing what she should be doing. And she's not speaking to anybody. She's in and out. She's there to support him. She's not trying to make it about herself. You know, it's clearly about ASAP Rocky, and she is
Yeah,
there
I
in
think
support of her
she's
man.
definitely like Beyonceing the whole thing. Like I'm just gonna be here and do my job as his wife, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just what she's gonna do.
And that's that. And not saying anything, you know, she's turning looks, I
I
will
will
say,
say I'm
man.
praying and I hope that this turns out, good for I would be so hurt for her. Especially because
Me
she's
too.
someone that like just been through so much and like very private with her
Mm-hmm.
life and she's so open about him and their
Mm-hmm.
family and all that stuff. So like I would hate to see her like in that predicament and him in that predicament.
I cannot see this case not coming out as an acquittal.
Yeah.
Like, there's just one, not enough evidence. Really, on first of all, who to, he's a he was talking about how smart he is, how cultured he is, and all of these things, and he can't even take someone questioning him about the
Yeah.
case. Like, he was so combative that. But you know what? I'm not going to be biased about it. You guys go check and see for
Yeah.
yourself. What I'm mad about is that he spent our tax dollars on a boo boo
Yeah.
scrape. But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. Definitely nobody's going to fuck with him now. I'll say that because I know you're not going to try to put somebody in jail over that little
Yeah.
boo boo scrape. That's like when you fighting somebody and maybe y'all both drop to the floor or something like that, or you know, like, come on, you scraped yourself, but
He just saw the
whatever.
opportunity. That's what I felt like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's get into the
The
real.
real.
Wait, before we even get into the real, there's an announcement we have to
Yes.
make. We have a fan.
Yes.
Go ahead, Mariah.
So we're jumping into the song, right?
Real.
I have actually someone that I kind of knew when I was younger. He's from my neighborhood, Red Hook, and he works with his friend. His Instagram's Loner Mings. You pulled that up on the screen. Perfect. He works with his friend who's from Gowanus, which is like a neighboring neighborhood from where I live. And they make really good music. I'm going to say I followed him. Like I found him on Instagram because of the music. Like I was like, wow, this is good. This is different. Like it's not what I'm used to hearing, especially from artists coming out of Brooklyn. So he has a song called Boomin' that he wanted me to share. And he wants to get our raw reaction because he was a fan of how we went over the Weeknd's album in the last one. And I love this. As an
Okay.
artist myself, any exposure I could give anybody, I'm here for it. So we're going to play that.
Yes, we're doing it. We're
And we're
gonna
going to give
play
our
it.
raw review. We're going to give always honest here. This is
Okay,
my first
let's
time
do
hearing
it.
it too. So
Okay, so that makes me happy because we both on
yeah,
this. Okay, you
yeah.
ready?
Visuals.
Okay.
I'm acting like that girl, you know you need me. All my plans, girl, they have me on repeat. With you, girl, it seems so easy. So she wanna come over. She like the way I walk, the way I talk, the way when I'm on her lessons to you. Girl, I got the dog. Let's go. Let's go. Let's
I like that.
It's grown and
Yeah. And
sexy.
I like when I didn't expect that sound. I'm not going to lie.
I didn't expect
Yeah.
that at all.
No, yeah. I like I didn't expect that sound. I like that. That caught me off guard.
It said, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. But I was like, oh, this is grown. This is a grown
Yeah.
song. This is for people that go to the lounges,
Yeah.
not the club.
And I like the visual. It was very simple, but the girls were gorgeous too.
You know, I love the heel walk to the beat. I really like that. I actually really love the beat, and I like the hook. Let's go, let's go. It's giving grown and sexy to me.
Yeah, it also gives like a kind of a West Coasty vibe. I didn't expect like that kind of sound from Brooklyn. I don't feel like you hear a lot of that sound anymore coming from Brooklyn. So it's cool to see something
Yeah, it
different.
really stuck with it. I'm gonna download
So
it.
yeah, shout out to the
I would download
Loner.
it.
You guys got to check them out. I know they're gonna have more. They're always putting out music.
Shout out to the
Definitely follow them on
Loner.
Instagram. Support them.
And thank you guys. I'm gonna pull up their stuff
Yes.
again. Thank you guys for following us, DMing us. Feel free to send us any other music. We would love to review it. like, share, subscribe still. But yes, you guys can follow them here at this Instagram, Certified Loners. So loners it's a group of two,
which
right?
I haven't seen that either in a while. Like I don't really see duos
Yeah.
of guys making music like that, so I think that's fire.
Yep. So since it's Valentine's Day, that was actually really cool. Really liked it. So yeah, Coven group chat, feel free to send us your art. Feel free to do that. We are gonna give honest reviews. Okay, so if you don't like an honest review, then don't send us nothing. But feel free to send us, ask any questions, DM us, and we will read them out loud or we'll play them out loud.
Get your name out there. You never know. You never know who's watching. You never know who stumbled across the right episode. So
you never know. Okay. So let's get into the real. And classes in session, you guys. Spirituality 101, Understanding Your Emotions 202.
There we go.
We're going to talk about love languages. Yay, because it's Valentine's Day. And I have a little pictorial for you folks. Here we are. Now, there are 5 love languages, folks. Mariah, can you tell us what these love languages are?
So we have acts of service. We have quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, and receiving gifts. Sometimes I think acts of service and receiving gifts, some people kind of put them hand in hand, but there is like a key difference with those two.
Yeah, there's definitely a key difference. And we can go into that. But before we do, what is your love language? How you receive it, not how you give it.
Yes, because I forget those are different. So I think 2. I have 2 that I really like, which are quality time and physical touch. Those are mine.
Okay. So let's just start with quality time because that's what I scrolled upon. If someone's love language is quality time, they really appreciate love and affection being expressed through the undivided attention of their partner. Those with this love language feel most love when their partner is fully engaged, such as making eye contact when speaking, actively listening without distractions, partaking in activities together, having meaningful conversation, sharing thoughts, feelings, and desires. And they dislike when their partner seems distracted, disinterested, or frequently cancels plans. Is that accurate?
Very accurate?
Let's go into, you said physical touch as well. Let's go into some physical touch. Those whose primary love language is physical touch feel the most loved and appreciated through physical affection. This includes holding hands, hugging, kissing, cuddling on the couch, stroking their arm or face casually in passing, sexual intimacy, sitting close together. A lack of physical connection causes someone with this love language to feel distant or unloved. Partners can make them feel secure through small, regular touches, such as a squeeze of the hand when out to dinner or an affectionate neck rub while relaxing at home together in the evenings. How does that sound to you?
I'm a reassurance person, so those 2 make me feel really reassured.
For me, I think that I fit between 2. I love words of affirmation and acts of service. Acts of service, I would say, is my number 1. Words of affirmation, secondly. Acts of service. If someone's primary love language is acts of service, they may want love expressed to them through their partners helping them out through helpful deeds. This can be doing chores like laundry, dishes, or cleaning without them being asked, preparing their partner coffee in the morning, making their partner's favorite home-cooked meals after a stressful day, volunteering to run errands like grocery shopping when busy, helping with these tasks at work by proofreading or staying late, planning date activities requiring effort like crafting or hiking. Laziness, broken commitments, and making more work for their partner may communicate to the partner that their feelings do not matter. Noticing when someone tries, relieving their workload demonstrates caring better than just talking about helping. Following through with reliability builds trust. Absolutely. I say this all the time, especially when it comes to just taking something off of your plate, or even for something as simple as someone making you a meal. I do feel like someone really loves you when they put love into making a meal for you. So that's
you
it
love
for
to
me.
eat.
If you can make my life easier, if you can make my life any easier or just not make me feel bad about wanting to relax or just not do anything. I just feel like that's just the ultimate love for somebody. The ultimate love for someone is to like just make their life more simple, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go into words of affirmation. Someone whose love language is words of affirmation prefers love to be expressed through spoken words, praise, or appreciation. Praise King. The specific examples include compliments about the character and accomplishments, frequent I love yous, words of praise when they do something well, encouraging text messages, thoughtful love notes, pet names, or terms of endearment. People with this love language may feel hurt by excessive criticism or lack of verbal appreciation. Partners can make them feel cared for by consciously expressing affection through spoken and written words, like comments that recognize their efforts. Dinner was delicious. Thank you for cooking. Goes a long way. Yep. A word of affirmation here and there.
I feel like you can definitely have like all the love languages. It's just when you're picking like your favorite, it's kind of like your non-negotiables. That's what I feel like they are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Acts of service would be my non-negotiable. Definitely words of affirmation too is a non-negotiable, because it's like, I think I also give love in a words of affirmation way. Like that's how I give it. But I receive it by acts of service.
Do you feel that's what I was going to dive into next? Do you feel like that? What do you feel like are the ways you give, like your love language in terms of the love that you give?
I feel like for me personally, like I am always my partner's, like I am my partner's biggest cheerleader. Like anything that they feel like that they cannot accomplish, like I'll put that battery in your back to accomplish it. Like, and I will even do my best to even make our dream push forward, you know, whether that's, okay, I got to sacrifice this one thing to make our future look like this, then I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? I go all in with things like that. And I also like, I do give a lot of words of affirmation. I never want my partner to speak even badly about themselves in my presence. You know what I'm saying? And me and Coco, we have this thing, like if we say too many bad things about ourselves in each other's presence, we have to say 5 good things about ourselves. So like, that's just something that like is a non-negotiable, I would say, for me, is like, if you don't show me and tell me how much you love me or like appreciate the support that I give, what are we doing here? You know? How about you?
I think I'm
like, how do you give and how do you receive?
I think I'm acts of service in terms of giving. Physical touch too. I like to just like reassure someone like this, and it's something that I've been complimented on too recently. Is just like, they're like, yo, you're always checking on me, like you're always like squeezing my hand. Like I like to let someone know I'm here. I think it's because I deal with a lot of anxiety myself.
I was literally about to say that.
I always want to make sure everyone's super comfortable and just like, and I think I'm that way even as a friend. Like I'm always checking on my friend, like, oh, you good? So, and then acts of service, that's where I get them confused with like the gift giving thing, because I really like when someone mentions something around me, I'm always like, I want to get that for them. Like if they're like, I really want this, I'm like, you know what? Like, you're not going to get this for yourself. I want to get it for you. Like sometimes I've been too giving. I'm not going to lie. Like I've done too much where it's just like, I'm not receiving anything back, but I love to see someone's look on their face and like, they realize like, oh wow, you were thinking about me.
Yeah. I think the huge difference between acts of service and gifts would be, I think they do kind of, it is a thin line. However, of acts of service is, I can give 2 examples. Acts of service is, man, I had a long day at work. Like, all I want is a bath when I get home. And then you come home and that bath is drawn and there's a meal for you. A receiving gift is, we're walking down the street in Soho and I see this thing that's like, dang, I wish I could get that, but I don't have the money for it. And then you come 2 weeks later and we're at dinner and the gift is sitting there for me. That would be the receiving gifts. But now that we're talking about gifts, let's read what that is about, you guys. The final love language is receiving gifts. Those with this as their primary love language feel most cared for by receiving gifts and cherish tangible symbols of love, which includes picking up a drink or treat for no occasion while out during the day. Oh, I love doing this. I love doing this. Like, If he's coming home, like I'll get him a cupcake or something, or like if I'm leaving for work and he has to leave, like I'll get him a cupcake and like just put it there with a note, you know, like just a little something. Buying personal gifts like a mug with a shared private joke, remembering favorite candy and surprising them with it, bringing home something that reminded them of their partner, making meaningful mixed CDs, featuring songs representing the relationship, writing heartfelt cards, celebrating milestones, achievements, even very small, frequent gestures, as opposed to expensive presents, show the partner and was thinking fondly of them. Oh, okay, I see that. Because when you do think about somebody and get them these gifts and stuff like that, it means that you're really thinking about them, and that, you know, people take it as like, oh, they thought about me so much to make sure I had this, you know?
Yeah, and I'm definitely a playlist girly. Like, I'm such a lover girl with that. I like to make people playlist. It's so cheesy, I know.
I think it's adorable.
I should have been in the era when people were making like the tapes for people like that. That's where I belong, because I think that's like the most romantic thing.
Have you? Okay. So here's something I also wanted to talk about when it came to love languages. When you're in a partnership, you have to also understand your partner's love language as well, because a lot of times your partner's love language is not the same love language that you receive and give. So then you would have to, if you're dedicated to this relationship, you would then have to learn your partner's love language and make sure that you also meet them there as well. Like, I can like acts of service and words of affirmation, and my partner loves quality time. So you would then want to, it's a shortcut, you know, they love quality time. So then you would take that to spend more time with them. You know, like that's at the top of their list. It might not be at the top of your list, but at the top of their list is quality time. So then you would want to make sure you spend quality time with your partner to keep your partner happy and satisfied, like they keep you happy and satisfied.
Yeah, I do think though you have to make sure. That's why I think it's important to be well-rounded in all of these, especially what's important to you, because I don't think it would work if they really aren't okay with that love. Like, there's some people that really don't like PDA, don't like physical touch. I can't date someone like that. Like, there's no way. And like, even now as I've gotten older, words of affirmation has become extremely important to me. Not that I need you to compliment me all the time, but I do look at, like, I don't like people that joke in a way that like put you down. Like, that, to me, that's an automatic, like, no, we're not doing that. So if you're seeing someone and it seems like they're really like completely not open to certain love languages, it's probably not going to work. There has to be like a certain compatibility there.
Yeah, completely agree. But I do love the love languages for what they are in terms of understanding what works for you and what doesn't work for you, and understanding yourself more. So, for example, this Valentine's Day, let's talk about this particular Valentine's Day. Do you feel like
we're not just letting that slide? Forget. All right,
let's talk about this Valentine's Day. This one right here. Do you feel like your Valentine hit some of your love languages within this Valentine's Day?
Definitely did.
Right?
So I think the physical touch for sure, like in terms of just like really embracing each other, like in public, it was a double date. So it was kind of like my little test of like, all right, let's see how this going to be with other people. And definitely past that, it did feel good because I don't think I've ever really experienced too much of like receiving gifts. So it was just really nice, like, for someone to do that without, like, I didn't even mention it. Like, and it was like so caught off guard. So I was blushing. It was crazy. But, and it was just like, yeah,
all right,
it was everything. Just like, I don't know. I felt the love. Like, this was, and I think when someone like expresses all of those things, it's like really important. So what about you? You feel like your love languages were tickled a bit?
Absolutely. They were. I got a chance to just relax, and, you know, Coco came up with the meal. He knows that I love pasta. So he made me the most iconic pasta he could make. It's actually my favorite. You know, he cooks all the time. So this, like, to have somebody that cooks for you all the time, and they cook for you with love all the time, and they take care of you in that way, to then have them make something extremely special for you, he got lobster, cooked it up, you know, made it perfectly, picked the pasta that I liked and made this for me, and it was beautiful, and then added his own food. It was just,
and I feel like
really
that's
nice.
love, when you're taking something that's done all the time and still able to make that special. and just like, no, but this stand,
Yeah.
this is different. This is a special day. I think that's like really important. And 10 for
Yeah.
Coco, 10 for
You
Coco.
know? Yep. And that's why he deserved the dessert that he got. But yeah. So anyway, folks, now that you guys know the 5 love languages, which love language do you receive and which love language do you give out? Let us know below in the comments.
It's still love month. Valentine's Day is over, but we're still all about love. We need as much as we can get with everything that's going on this year.
And you know what? Let's just say that we need a lot of love. How about we spread that? How about we spread a little bit of that? Put a little love in
a little razzle dazzle, you know.
Little razzle dazzle. Give us a little jazz hand, you know what I'm saying? A little. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. The next time you guys see me after this drops, I will be in Brazil.
International with it.
Okay. I can't wait to do a show from Brazil. And like,
I need the views. I was waiting on the text messages. I was waiting on the pictures and videos and everything.